Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're talking about how to level up our drone videography. With the rising popularity of drones, we're starting to see more and more of the same style shots. It's tough to get footage that actually sets us apart. So wait, what are drones actually good for anyway? Typically they're best for an establishing shot or setting a scene. Usually a solid idea for introing or starting a video. However, how can we do better and go beyond just the standard shots? Let's get into it. All right, number one, so when many people fly, they put the drone up as high as possible and get that shot and away they go. However, let's start to think in the opposite way. Let's fly low, really low. Let me show you some examples of what I mean. Shots like this you might be able to get on a normal camera. However, now you have the freedom to raise that shot up and bring it high if you so desire. Number two, and that is to fly through. Yes, this might be risky, but you're gonna have shots that not many people have. Props as always to Sam Calder for pushing the envelope on this one as he flies through the smallest of openings. But when you're ready to start doing it, just start by flying slow or in tripod mode, and then just speed it up in post. Once you get more confident, then you can start to fly faster. Also for both of these, number 1 and 2, you're going to need to turn your sensors off if you don't want to fly in sport mode. So here's how you do that. Number 3, and that is to use ND filters, neutral density filters. And you might be saying, blah, blah, I always hear this, everyone says this, but now this is more important than ever since we are flying proximally to the side of trees, cliffs, whatever it may be, because we need that natural motion blur. Let me give you a side-by-side of a shot with an ND filter and one without. When we use an ND, this allows us to use the proper shutter speed for natural motion blur. If, for example, we're probably shooting at 25 or 24 frames per second, and therefore we want something around 50 shutter speed. This allows our eye to properly focus on what we want to see. We don't want that jittery, sharp look in the foreground. We want to have that natural motion blur. However, if you're flying way up in the air and there's nothing really in the foreground moving, this is something you don't need to worry about. The shot up high with a high shutter speed is completely acceptable because we aren't actually seeing the motion in between the frames. However, if you are flying low and flying through and over and revealing, you're probably going to want to get a set of ND filters. Again, I use these ND polarizers from Sandmark. There is ND4, 8, 16, and 32, and if you're interested in getting some, I'll put the link in the description. Okay, number 4. Now this wouldn't be a proper drone tips video without talking about some of the more normal type of shots. And I'm talking about reveal shots, point of interest, pan, follow, etc. These are all awesome and powerful shots, especially the point of interest where you're flying right and panning left at the same time. This definitely requires practice. But how can we make all of these shots even better? Well, you could reveal close to a tree, for example, this shot in Pie Canyon. You can pan follow at top speeds in sport mode, for example, this shot at Fraser Island. You can take a top-down video when the light is just right. For example, this shot in Australia where we had long shadows. Or taking a point of interest, you can set it on the intelligent mode, take 2 full laps around the subject, and then add motion blur. Shout out to Ryan Nangle for this technique. I'll put his video link in the description. You can check it out in more detail how to exactly replicate this shot. Okay, number 5, and this is the final tip, and it's basically film things and subjects, not just landscapes and buildings. This will set you apart and make you a way better aerial videographer. Film surfers, cars, tractors, people, animals from a non-disturbing distance. This is way more interesting to watch when you've got a story you're trying to tell. Okay, and here is something to note. Drone laws are only getting more and more strict, and it's my guess that we won't be able to fly them in just a few years. So we might as well have some fun with them while we can. Okay, I can already hear the hate coming from the responsible drone pilots. Keep your drone in line of sight. Never turn your sensors off. No, I am definitely not advocating that you break the rules or laws. Don't fly near people, animals, airports, no-fly zones, or where something bad can happen. However, do get a little risky with your drone when it is harmless and you're comfortable with your skills. Sometimes it's in those moments it makes the reward that much sweeter. For example, I was in Indonesia on Gili T and I saw a huge intense rain cloud coming in. I had a very small window which I could get the shot. The safe thing would be to pack up my drone and go inside. But instead, I flicked up my drone, threw it in sport mode, and flew out there as fast as I could to get a pretty unique shot, in my opinion. My drone got a bit of mist on it, but it was completely fine. I took a risk, and I got rewarded. Alright, I hope these tips helped. So, smash like, leave a hate comment down below, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye!